Hey guys, it's me again. I was told that's the proper way to introduce yourself to a web episode audience by my 4-year-old and 11-year-old daughters. So, in order to do this right, I just wanted to say, hey guys, it's me again. Thanks for joining me for the second web episode of the Hold Steady Battling Parkinson's Disease um, series. Today, I really wanted to get in front of the camera and talk to you about some really interesting and exciting things going on with the project. Um, Normally, I would talk a little bit about Parkinson's, kind of do some educational stuff about that. I don't think that's. I'm really for the sake of brevity, and that's the term. I'm going to use that loosely because I don't do anything briefly. Um, I wanted to talk mostly about the progress of the project and some new and exciting things that have developed. So the first of these is the deployment and launch of Tada, the HoldSteadyProject.com website. So this is up and deployed and live, and if you go to www.holdsteadyproject.com, this is what you'll see. Now, granted, it's not completely done yet. I mean, it's a work in progress. If you look around, you'll see there's a couple of sidebars with some information, a video player, which I'm excited to be able to provide, and underneath that a bunch of unintelligible words. My wife said, what language is your website in? I said, well, it's in Lorem Ipsum. For you design and multimedia savvy, you'll know exactly what that is. It's placeholder text. Until I decide what I want to say. Basically, it's going to be kind of updates on the project. It's going to be kind of information about Parkinson's disease, whatever I decide I want it to be at the time. And that's what's going to be populating that particular area. There's a couple of sidebars. The one on the left is the GoFundMe campaign, and I'm pleased to say that to date we've raised $585 of a projected a not projected but a desired $40,000. Now I realize that's a lofty goal. I set it high for a reason because if we were to get close to that, that would be simply amazing. It would fully cover everything that I want to do, and then some, and it would give me a lot to donate to Parkinson's research, the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research, and hopefully find a cure for this this affliction. It's interesting. I struggle to think of what it was like to not feel bad, and wonder if that day will ever come that I feel normal again. So in the meantime, I'm doing what I can to generate awareness, to advocate, the research to finding a cure, and determining what causes it and what can possibly prevent it. While it's an affliction I can live with, it's certainly not fun, and it certainly is frustrating to very, very, very serious extents at times. So I don't want to harp on that for now. I just basically want to tell you about what I'm excited about, and that is the website. First and foremost, I have to thank my cousin Francisco Espinosa, aka Francisco Banderas, for hosting the site and procuring the domain for me. Your contribution, cousin, is, I can't even express it in words. It means so much to me, and your contribution to the project, it moves me, and I thank you so much. I don't even know how to express it in words. So there's that. In addition, on the other sidebar, there is a section for inspirations, and what that is going to be dedicated to various individuals who are involved with the project that I want to showcase some of their work and some of the things that they're doing. Typically, it'll be, because this is kind of the circle of people that I run around with, media artists and electronic raconteurs, as I regard myself. but that's not going to be limited to that. And it could be restaurateurs, it could be political activists, it could be whatever. So for the first couple of weeks, I'm going to dedicate this particular section to a couple of people who are contributors to the project, and beyond that, dear beloved friends, so much so that I call them family. The first being Parachute Factory and Mariano Ulibarri, again a dear friend of mine and one of my graduate school cohorts during my master's program. Mariano, you really pushed me and motivated me to be my best and to do great things, and the things that we did together, traveling the country and out of the country and to Cuba. Goodness, who gets to do that? I mean, well, more and more now, and that's a good thing. But just the experience, just the things that we've been able to do, really have a big imprint in my life. And thank you so much for your contribution to the project. And so again, I just wanted to link to his website, The Parachute Factory. He's doing some majorly cool things with bleeding edge technology and arts and the STEAM movement in Las Vegas, New Mexico, in little Las Vegas, New Mexico, of all places. But the cool thing about it is that it's not limited to that. He's reaching out to the country and the world. Lecturing at Harvard, making frequent trips to San Francisco, and really where it needs to be throughout the small communities and libraries in rural New Mexico. It's something that I really believe in. Parachute Factory is a great thing, so go check that out. If you click on the icon on the website, you'll be taken there, and you'll be able to do more research on Parachute Factory and Mariano Ulibarri. So the second person that I want to acknowledge is my dear friend Tara Trudell. I was friends with her brother first, but came to know Tara through the Media Arts program, again at New Mexico Highlands University, a great media arts school, great things going on there. And it's just been such an honor and privilege to watch your evolution as a filmmaker, as a media artist, taking the things that are important to you and just really owning them, really taking them and running with them. It's been great to see your technical skills evolve, but more importantly, your confidence as an artist, releasing kind of what's in you. You're doing great things for the both woman and Chicano community, and I really think those are some underrepresented demographics artistically, and I think you're doing great things with that, and I think you continue to do great things. Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. And again, I love you both. You guys are like family to me. So I'm going to leave them up for a couple of weeks, and it'll continue to cycle through friends and family that support the project. So I wanted to take this opportunity to thank the people that generously donated to the campaign this week. I'll explain a little bit as to what that money is going to go towards a little bit later. But first and foremost, I wanted to acknowledge the people, in addition to Mariano and Tara, who've contributed to the campaign. And believe me, all of you who support, who share on Facebook, who like my posts, are contributing to the campaign. But I wanted to acknowledge those who've financially contributed, because I think that's a good thing as well. First and foremost, my mother, Lupita Gonzalez. Mom, well, what can I say? You gave me life. You gave me the strength and determination to go after the things that mean something, that are important to me, and I don't have words to quantify it, and not even close. So before I get too emotional, again, thank you, Mom. I love you very much. My sister, Ileana Gonzalez, my Emmy Award-winning sister. Yeah, you can gloat over that for a little while longer. I'll get one day. Maybe never. Anyway, I'm still your older brother. Ileana Gonzalez, my younger sister. Our late night chats about the relevant, irrelevant, reverent, irreverent really sustained me and helped keep me going. and your nieces and nephews love you so much. They always want to FaceTime Auntie Illy. So anyway, you never know when I'm going to show up in Seattle and need a couch to crash on. So keep one handy for me. Ileana Gonzalez, I love you, sister. I appreciate everything that you've always done. I want to acknowledge some other people. Zena Montoya, a student at New Mexico Highlands University from Las Vegas, New Mexico, doing some awesome things, design and creative-wise, in Los Angeles, California. There's no other place I could really imagine you other maybe than New York, Zena. I'm glad you're thriving, being successful there. You're doing great work. It's been an honor to see your work as a photographer, as a media artist evolve, and you're just starting, and so I'm proud of you, proud to call you a friend, and just glad to see that you're doing well, and know that you'll continue to do great things. So thank you for your generosity. I really appreciate it. In addition to that, Shannon Trujillo, a lifelong friend I've known since high school, one of my dear friends and confidants. There's very little that we haven't talked about. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always supporting me and always listening. You're a great friend, a dear friend, one of my true BFFs. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it. Martin Lewitt, my family friend, and my sister-in-law, Rebecca Lewitt's, or Rebecca Parks as it is now, father. We've had some cerebral conversations regarding neurology and brain function and that kind of thing. And I always appreciate having those conversations with you. Look forward to having more, and hope that that you get as much out of the conversations we have as I do. Thank you for your contribution and your generosity. I really do appreciate that. Nick Del Castillo, a former co-worker, an amazing graphic artist and designer, and even better than that, just an outright decent and good person. Great family man with a beautiful family, and somebody definitely who I'd want on my side if I was walking down a dark alley, because I know he's got the karate going, and knows a few moves that would save both of our butts, and especially if we were like a couple of Apple guys in a PC convention. I used to think there was nobody more enthusiastic about Apple products and it's their assorted peripheries than myself. But Nick, you're right there, kindred spirits with me there. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I appreciate your friendship, your support, and I really do appreciate it once again. Wow, Christina Griego. I've known you since forever. My brother, my friend. I wanted to share, as I was thinking about what I wanted to say to the people that I wanted to mention by name. I tried to think back of my earliest recollections, and I think this may have even been before we were really good buddies. I remember at a People's Fair in Las Vegas, New Mexico, you had taken little sticks of tinder, palitos, and wrapped them in a ribbon and sold them for like $1 or something like that. And you were probably in elementary school at the time. I wasn't much older. I was probably a year older, I guess. That's kind of what the math equates to. Anyway, but I remember thinking at the time, what a neat thing, that the ambition that you showed to take something as simple as that and take it to the public and make a few bucks, and little did I know that later you'd be a successful restaurateur. But it didn't surprise me, because you've always been motivated and somebody that I truly respect, and just regard as a friend and brother. Thank you, Tino. I really do appreciate it. And what I hope to do is get up to Denver and do a web episode of the Hold Steady project at your bistro. So make sure and prepare the good fatty stuff, because you don't get big like me, like I am with by eating rabbit food. So I know you're not going to disappoint. Thank you for your contribution, brother. I love you guys, and I love you all very much. Thank you very much. In addition to those that I named by name, a lot of you donated anonymously, and I want to acknowledge you, whether you are the lifelong friend of my sister and a neighbor, or you are the father of one of my dearest friends, or a aspiring and promising um, graphic artist in the New York area, or a coworker with a radiant smile and one of my favorite people at work, or a advisor and former professor of mine. You see what I'm getting at. I'm being very specific without mentioning names. Um, I want to thank you all, and there's too many for me to develop all these little non-specific explanations for. But know that I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support for the effort. So you might ask, what is this about? So why are you raising money? There's a couple of things. There's a few technology, pieces of gear that I need to get. A new light kit, a good microphone, and there's a lens that I absolutely adore that I want to use for the feature film. But what I don't want to do is don't want to get bogged down in technology and the technological, aspect of it. I want this to be about creating awareness, more than anything else, about Parkinson's disease, specifically early onset Parkinson's disease. As I've said before, I don't remember what it was like before, not to feel the way that I feel. And though most days I'm pretty functional, there's some days that I'm really, really low. That I find it hard to get the energy to get up and do the things that I'd like to do. I don't do them as quickly as I'm able to, or I was able to in the past, or efficiently. But slow and steady wins the race, fortunately. But anyway, so a lot of what the money that I want to try and raise is for the entry into film festivals, into establishing shows around the area, premieres, that kind of thing. Again, not to so that I can get all these accolades and all this praise heaped upon me, but more importantly to generate awareness for Parkinson's disease and how it affects people that you may know have it or may not know. I went a long time trying to hide it from people at work, but it just got tiresome trying to explain or trying to hide it. So it's what I have, it's what I live with. That's me, and I still am able to provide for my kids and do the things that I need to do, and often things that I want to do. So, if there's something that you think I might be interested in doing, don't think because I have this, affliction or disability. I actually, that's the first time I've ever used the D word. I never use it because I don't regard myself as disabled. I have an affliction, I have a condition, it affects things, but it doesn't affect my determination to win the fight. But just because I have this situation going on doesn't mean that I don't want to be invited to things. Doesn't mean that there's some things I won't be able to do. But invite me anyway. Maybe it'll be fun. We'll see where it lands. I bowled for the first time since I was diagnosed with Parkinson's a few weeks back, and that was kind of an exciting thing. I really learned that I could generate a lot of speed with my dead arm, so to speak. Got a couple of strikes. So anyway, again, ultimately what I want to do is with this project, with everything going forward, with the money that we raise, is to use it to create awareness, to do something good. I really would be dishonest if I didn't say that this is what I regard now as my life's work. Creating this awareness, generating this awareness, and hopefully, benefiting myself and others who are going through it. And, hopefully, if we can get to that 40,000, that would be amazing, because I know a lot of that I would donate to the Michael J. Fox Foundation and other worthy Parkinson's associated foundations that are on the cutting edge of research in Parkinson's disease prevention and eventually, hopefully, a cure. You know, again, I don't often remember what it was like to be without this affliction, but it's something I will live with, and it's something that there's, again, nothing beautiful about it, but hopefully it brings out the best in me, and that is reflected in this project. So again, I'd intended for this to be a short episode, but once again, my enthusiasm for the project and my gratitude for those who've supported so far kind of supersedes the brevity of, or the attention span of the modern electronic age. I plan to bring these out about once a week. If something breaking news happens, more often, but I just kind of want to keep this out there, keep this in front of people. Again, the most exciting news of the week is that the website is now up and available for viewing, for sharing. Again, it's not completely done. I'll get there. I have a lot of hours invested in my Gunnar anti-glare coating glasses that I use when I design, when I edit, when I spend way too many hours playing video games. So just know that it's a work in progress, like the project itself. We'll get there. With your help, we'll get there, and I just appreciate all of you. So stay tuned. More to come.